Hey, Mike Callahan here with Callahan's Corner. You asked the questions, answer them live right here on Facebook. Outside right now, the summer is just finally starting to get kicking in here. Really early spring for most lawn care companies, but April 15th, tax day for personal taxes. Should have those taxes in, but there's a lot of questions around corporate taxes for most businesses. Would have been March 15th, so 30 days previous. But a lot of folks have filed extensions for their corporate taxes. And that is what we see as one of the most major issues for all lawn care companies is with working with hundreds of businesses each month is the cadence of lawn care companies and reconciling their books inside QuickBooks for their finances. So what we're recommending is best practice. Step number 2 in our 6 simple steps to creating a scalable and simple business is to get your finances in order. And after you go in to get your finances in order, what we recommend is by the 10th, the latest, the 15th of each month. So if we were going into April, we'd recommend by the 10th of the month having March fully reconciled. So if this is something you're doing in-house, you definitely need to be updating those on a weekly basis. If you're hiring a professional bookkeeper, we would suggest that by the 10th, the latest, the 15th of the following month, you have your books reconciled. Not only is it really important for monthly tracking and making sure we're on with industry benchmarks, our budget versus actually set for the whole year, when it comes to tax time, a lot of businesses do not have their books in order and they have to file for an extension. Now, the personal side. So don't fall victim of not having good books, clean books. At Callahan's Lawn Care and at SimpleGrowth, we would go in and reconcile those books twice a week. So within 2 to 3 days, either way, we would know exactly where we're at, financially budget to actual. And as a additional tip, something that's been floating around, if you have made an extension for your corporate returns, we want to be looking at our gas here, and we're looking at off-road fuel tax credit. So any of the gas going into your mowers, weed whackers, blowers, any piece of equipment that is actually using off-road fuel tax or off-road fuel, there is a tax credit you can receive for the tax paid on the fuel for the off-road. One way of doing this is taking and having 2 separate credit cards or debit cards, one for the on-road fuel and one for the off-road fuel. So go in and make sure you're tracking the fuel that you're using in your lawn care company. And the taxes that are being paid on the off-road fuel can be applied. But the main idea here is step number 2 of our 6 steps of simple business is getting your finances in order. And doing that is having books that are reconciled by the 10th of each month. So if you filed for your extension this year from your corporate 30 days ago and you're filing another extension for your personal right now, today, due to not having your books in order, I would say stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go out and get a bookkeeper to track your books. We need to have those reconciled, in my opinion, at least once a week, ongoing, and then have the final reconciliation before the 10th. So I want to say what's up to Orban. I know Orban's got his shop in order, and make sure you get those books reconciled. By the 10th of each month, we should be looking at them on a weekly basis. And then the final suggestion is make sure as we're reconciling those books, keeping clean books, we are separating our personal and business finances. So if a truck payment or going out to dinner, whatever that looks like, a lot of folks are running those personal expenses on their business expenses for a tax write-off. So one of our major keynotes, Jeff Dominic, talked about when he goes out and acquires a company, if he cannot clearly separate the personal business expense, it can cost business owners hundreds, thousands of dollars in payout down the line because they haven't separated the business and personal finances. So separate the business, personal finance. If you file an extension, look at that off-road fuel credit. If your accountant or bookkeeper has not told you about the off-road fuel credit, you can actually make an amendment. We have clients sometimes that go out 2 to 3 years back and get $8,000 to $10,000 in a refund. And right now really is the time to buckle down on those finances and make sure you got a clear cadence. So Callahan's Corner, U.S. questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook. Get those books reconciled by the 10th of each month. Having an ongoing cadence throughout the month as we're doing it every week. Keep your personal business finances separate. And finally, off-road fuel credit. If you're not applying for that, you should be checking that out.